Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Professor Pokestash, and this is going to be a quick recap of the PSA Round 5 video that we did. I'm not even going to do the little soundtrack intro thing. I just wanted you guys to be able to see this a little bit better. I do apologize. My ring light above the display camera here did just show a bunch of you guys a big white donut in front of all the graded cards. I'm not going to go over the prices, values, etc. Again, you guys can watch that other video. I'm going to attach it in related videos here. I would sincerely appreciate it if you did go look over that. We did that one as a family with Nick, Mrs. Pokestash, and our good friends, Mr. Jerry and his wife, Miss Diana. So please go watch that one if you want the did we do really well, do we make a lot of money, etc. view of this. This was just more of a my opinions and how I graded things, how I thought they were going to grade, outliers to me, and things like that. So I'm going to go straight to it. So I'm going in the exact same order the video went in. So if you want to watch the video first and then come back over this one, great. Otherwise, I'm just going to go straight to it. So we had the Espeon GX from Hidden Fates, the shiny one. I thought this one was going to be a 9 because if you can kind of tell here, it's not perfectly centered. It's definitely right heavy. You can kind of see the barring here is a little more dominant than on this side. Well, not the bar. The barring's more dominant on this side. But anyway, still a beautiful card. I thought it was going to be a 9, but it turned out to be a 10. So I was pretty happy with that one. Was not necessarily expecting that, but I knew it was possible to happen with this card because all the other criteria were 10 worthy, except for the centering from left to right on the front and the back. So again, if you guys are getting your cards graded, don't just go on centering. There's a lot more criteria that go into grading cards than just centering, and this card is proof of that. Next one is Raikou V. I believe this guy was going to be a 10. Beautiful card. And it is a 10. We also have the Entei V. We are chasing the Suicune now. If we can get them all 3 in 10s, that would be great. Pretty happy with that. I'm going to leave like some of the standout cards around here to go over later, but for the time being, I'm just going to kind of stack them. Articuno from Journey Together. I believe this one was going to be a 10. Beautiful card. Nick actually has this one a 10 in Japanese because of a random mystery bag he was given during a card convention. So I'm super appreciative of the guy that gave him that. But we also now have an English counterpart in a 10 to match it. Pretty awesome stuff there. So next is the Ceruledge EX from the Play Pokemon promos. This was in the first booster pack that I opened when I got back into competitive Pokemon play. And I said I was going to get it graded just to commemorate me getting back into competitive Pokemon. It was really cool, though, that it did come back at Gym Mint 10. So I never played Ceruledge, but it's actually, the funny thing is, it's actually an anti-deck to the deck I do play, Goldingo. So, because it's Goldingo's weak to fire type. But still really cool to get this card in a 10 and to commemorate me coming back to competitive Pokemon with a PSA 10 from the first booster pack I pulled from the promo booster packs. Miraidon, the promo from this was from the Violet ETBs, from Scarlet and Violet ETBs, start of the Scarlet and Violet era. I believe this one was going to be a 10, and it did end up being a 10. Really cool card. Now I need to try to find the Koraidon. I still feel like Scarlet and Violet's a little slept on, like most new things are when it comes to stuff like that. But beautiful card. Really like it. Spiritomb. This is a part of the trainer gallery from Lost Origin. They did trainer galleries for their illustrator rares. This was unfortunately a 9. Did not come out quite how I thought it would. I thought it was going to be a 10. But I am still practicing getting these graded. These guys are notorious for being cut off. And we're going to go over that again later in a bit. Well, later in a bit means the same thing, right? But we're going to go over that again. This one I was wrong on. Came back a 9. But the card isn't worth very much. If you're going to get one wrong, let it be wrong with that. That was more of a tester for me to see how I am grading these trainer galleries. Marnie, this is actually a promo Marnie. She's in her league uniform. Um, Marnie is pretty iconic in the Pokemon community. She's a fan favorite, and this is her promo. This promo came from her. They made these little milk carton containers of Marnie, Iono, Cyrus, Professor Juniper, a couple of others, I think. But this was a promo you could only get from there. And we were very fortunate to get her in a tin. Mrs. Pokesash actually picked this one out. And this one did stand out to me because when we were reading that off, and you can go watch the full length video if you want, she's worth substantially more than I thought she would be. But that was actually really, really cool. So just cool stuff there. I'm going to put her right here just because she was kind of surprising to me. Arceus V Star. Guys, if you notice, I swap between saying Arceus and Arceus. I don't know what the right way is, depending on translator. Even Google Translate doesn't know what the right way is. I always like to think it's Arceus because, like, the arc at the beginning, start of Pokemon. But Arceus is also acceptable. There's no right or wrong way. Just have fun with it. Don't be a prick to people. But we collect Arceus. Most people aren't going to get this one graded, but we're very fortunate that not only did we get it graded for our collection, but it came back a Gem Mint 10. Super happy with that one. I did not cover this yet, but guys, I do pre-grade my cards. I don't just submit cards willy-nilly. I have a centering tool. I have a jeweler's loop. I am super meticulous under several conditions, several lighting, different lightings, analyzing these cards, and not submitting anything I don't think I'm gonna get what I want out of. And this has yielded a very, very good success rate for me. After this video, or after the video I took prior to this, round 5, the full length one, I'm at 84% success rate with grades. And that does not count when I ship cards back, which I have shipped 2 cards back because I believe they were graded higher than PSA said they were originally. And both of those came back higher than PSA initially said they were. So not trying to brag too much, except I guess a little bit, but I do pre-grade this stuff. This isn't just, if you're looking at this, your mileage may vary. You're not going to just pull cards out of packs and get these results, is what I'm saying, unfortunately. This is the Secret Illustrator Rare from the Brilliant Star set, which was Arceus's set. So, of course, we had to get this one as Arceus collectors, and we fortunately got this one in a Gem Mint 10. This is one of the cards I purchased from NAIC 2025. Definitely recommend going to NAIC if you're in the area. Next card. Hisuian Zoroark V-Star. This is one of the most underrated cards, one of the most underrated Pokemon. I know that if you play competitive, or even if you don't, Zoroark is not underrated. But Hisuian Zoroark, being just the color contrast, I actually have an in Zoroark right here. So trying to just compare you guys. The color contrast is just, yes, it's a bleached out Zoroark. I get it. But the hair is different. Everything is different. This is just a beautiful card. Really an underrated Pokemon, and it's part of the Crown Zenith Galarian Gallery. We were fortunate enough to get this one back in a tin. Super happy with that. Next card. Speaking of Galarian Gallery, we started finally chasing our golden, or I guess these are the Secret Illustrator rares, the hyper rares of the Crown Zenith release. This is Origin Form Dialga. This is how the hyper rares, the gold rares, sorry for that glare just now, looked in that set. There was Arceus, Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. And we now have the Dialga in a tin, so we got to try to hunt down the other ones, right? We're going to give it a shot, guys. But Dialga was the first one. I am really hoping to find an Arceus to get into that one. We do not have the Arceus yet. Next card. Blaziken VMAX Rainbow. We collect rainbows here. In the Sword and Shield era, they made rainbow arts of every full art illustrator. Every full art trainer and full art VMAX Pokemon are V-Star Pokemon. And while we will likely never get them all, when we see them and we believe they're going to be in PSA 10s, we get them graded, and we get to luckily add Blaziken VMAX to that list because we got it back in a 10. Next card. Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. Honestly, I do not collect Urshifu VMAX, even though I do believe this art perfectly exemplifies VMAX Pokemon in their size. Urshifu is training with his trainer Mustard. VMAX Pokemon are huge. Mustard is literally in his palm. I got this card mostly to trade for trade bait / value. Sometimes I just see without a doubt a card's going to be a 10, and I was right. This one is a 10. But not necessarily a Urshifu collector. It's a beautiful art. Doesn't mean I can't admire it. And I got a 10 on it. Next card. Umbreon V from the trainer gallery as well. This one I believe we already have in a Gem Mint 10, but I got this one to see if we can get another one for trade bait or to have more than one of a card that I know is in high demand. And very fortunately, we did get another one in Gem Mint 10. Cool stuff. Next card. See, this one is going to be one of my ones I'm going to talk about for a minute, because if you have tried to collect this card, you know they cut it so janky. And look at this corner. Try to see how it has a point like on this side and then it rounds out. Anyway, I like this card for 2 reasons. Three reasons. One is a Charizard card, and I do like Charizard. But 2, it is Leon. I think Leon is a great Pokemon, a great example of what a good Pokemon gym leader should be, a Pokemon trainer should be. Super awesome character in the lore. You should definitely be Team Leon. If you're not, go look it out, check it out. Leon is pretty great. But I also, point 3, I'm a big fan of cards of aggressive or otherwise seen as mean, agitated Pokemon just doing regular things. And this is Charizard just loving on Leon. This card is super hard to get graded well because of the centering and cutting issues with Trainer Gallery. But we were very, very fortunate to get this one in the 10. Not the most valuable card coming up or so far by any means, but I just love having this card in a 10. This is going to be in our collection for a very, very long time. We got a Rayquaza EX, but this is from Roaring Skies. Roaring Skies is pretty old at this point, and this one kind of shocked all of us. Don't get me wrong, when I bought it at a card show raw, and I believed it had a chance to be a 10, but these old cards, there's so many little things that can go wrong with them, but it ended up being a 10. And believe it or not, this card's pretty valuable. Even though it's just a regular EX, it's worth over $500, and we just all kind of, while we were doing the video, we're like, what? Wait, really? So that's really, really cool. Here we're Rayquaza collectors, so it's nice to have this one to not have to worry about chasing it anymore. Unfortunately, and I know I'm going to upset some people saying this, not all the Rayquaza arts when it comes to Rayquaza cards are cool. Some of them look cheesy, some of them look awful. This is not one of those cards. It's a very pretty card, and we're very fortunate to have it in our collection. I'm going to set right there just because it was super surprising. Next card. So this is the Celebrations Full Art Pikachu. We shot our shot with this one. I knew shipping it that it likely wasn't going to be a 10, but it had enough of a chance to be a 10 that I wanted to shoot the shot because this card is worth a ton of money if you get it in a 10 because how awful shape they were. This one was not a 10. It was a 9. I'm not going to reship it. I'm not going to fight that fight again to potentially get a 10 with this one. I'm going to keep searching and hunting for it, but this one wasn't a 10, but it's worth like $700 in a 10. And I feel like I'm saying this about every Pokemon so far. We do have some Pikachus. I like to say we didn't choose the Pikachu life, but if you watch our round 1 PSA submissions, that kind of started it for us. And then me and Mrs. Pokestash acquired Nuyama's Pikachu. We didn't necessarily choose the Pikachu life. It chose us, but we are where we are. So we missed our shot with this one, but we will likely get one in a 10 at some point. We're going to fight that fight. Misty's Gyarados. So this card is super special in the Pokestash lab because I pulled this one with Nick. I think it was the end of round 4 submission. I opened up one of my last vintage pack with Nick, and Misty's Gyarados was in there. I wasn't expecting anything super crazy from this card, but it ended up coming back an 8. I thought it was going to be an 8 or a 9. I may try conditioning this one just because I don't really care about the grade. I care about opening it up with my son. I don't know. I guess it sounds kind of weird to say I don't care about the grade and then talk about conditioning it. But Either way, I'm super happy to have this card. I was super happy to pull this with my son. Gym Challenge and Gym Heroes were my heyday in my son's time frame and his age. Or I was a little older than him, but anyway, that was my heyday as a young kid, really playing competitive Pokemon. It's while Toys R Us and Books A Million were doing the gym challenge. You got the gym badges. Mine's are like, I'm gonna grab one real quick just to show you guys, but I actually have them all. I have all 8 of the original league badges. I earned them at our local Toys R Us and Books A Million. But that era to me was Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge. So it was super special for me to open that with my son. And we got an 8 in this one, but didn't really change how special it was to us. Lieutenant Surge's Firo, a lot less special. Me and Mrs. Pokestash bought this one from Cards HQ. Still a super awesome card. It was the first edition. I thought it was going to be an 8 or a 9, but it came back a 7. I don't necessarily agree with that. So this one probably will be a candidate where we're going to try reshipping it, maybe cleaning it up a bit, see if we could do a bit better. That's really the first one that I was like, I don't know about all that. Moltres and Zapdos and Articuno, the hyper rare, which in our full-length video, Mr. Jerry pointed out was actually super interesting. This one it wasn't worth as much as the next one, but we did get a 10 in this one. We got a 10 in the regular one, which is worth more than the hyper rare, which is interesting because that's actually a much rarer card to pull. And then even crazier, the Stained Glass Birds, which was a promo card in the Elite Trainer Hidden Face, maybe? I don't remember. Whichever it was a promo card. You got it in every ETB you purchased. But it is the most valuable out of the 3, but we did get 10s in all 3. So I'm very hard to be upset about that. Super valuable card right now. Also beautiful art. Absolutely love that card. Yeah, I'll put you right here. If you haven't realized the theme yet, we're in a tag team era right now. Solgaleo Lunala. I did really, really good with these guys. My Solgaleo Lunala also came back at 10. I just love this era. I know everyone is saying they love this era right now. I get it. I love this era. Garchomp and Giratina. This was a promo too. I'm trying to focus in on that. It's a promo. But dude, the promos from Tag Team slapped so freaking hard, and this was another 10. We did really, really good. I got the bulk of these from NAIC 2025. Fortunately, I had time. I was not competing that year. I will be competing this year. So if you want to play against me, go ahead and get ready to register for that. I sadly will not be playing Goldingo. Goldingo is going to phase out, but don't worry. I'll play whatever I got best I can. Charizard Braxton tag team. Again, just really lucked out. Got another 10 here. Super cool stuff. I think we're coming up on some craziness, though. Yeah. So, Reshiram Zekrom GX, the Hyper Rare Rainbow. This one is another one that's not perfectly centered. It's a little heavy on this side. And you can kind of see the white barring there versus the white barring here. This interior border is a lighter, see? Less there's silver, rainbow, silver, silver, rainbow, silver. On this side, the silver on the inside is thicker. Anyway, we still got a 10 on it. Super good stuff. That one's actually, we were kind of surprised for that one. I had it as a 9 or a 10. It was worth risking it for the brisket, but we came back positive on that. So this next one is actually one of my personal grails. Mewtwo and Mew promo. Again, promos from this era just absolutely slapped. But I went through the trouble of grading. Let's see if I could hide these. Grading 2 of these at once because I really, like I said, it's one of my grails. And one did come back a 9. Neither one of them are perfectly centered, but I am super fortunate and happy to announce to you guys I got a Gym Mid 10 in my Mewtwo and Mew Grail. Super happy. That's going to go right there. Love that card. Love that card. Probably my favorite Mewtwo Mew art as them together, of course. I know there isn't very much art of them together, but I just love the Mew being Mew. You could tell, just a happy little chill little guy. And Mewtwo's just being sick of it. It's a beautiful art, beautiful card. If I could have a freaking binder page full of them, I'd have a binder page full of them. Love that art. Last card from the tag team era, Celebi and Venusaur. Got this one last minute from a con as it was closing, from a really nice older couple. Believe it was going to be a 10, and tag team era did not let me down. I did really, really well on tag team era. So on to the next. Deerling. We tried to get this one from Mrs. Pokestash. She loves her some Deerling, and we were very fortunate that this one came back a 10. Beautiful card. Those silver borders are kind of hard to get graded, so it's really nice to see. So these, I got two more that are going to be paired up. Kind of got dunked on for these. I believed one of these was going to be a 10, and I am going to ship one back when I do my reships, but they both came back 9s. I know one is in better shape than the other, but I still stand pretty firmly that one of these should be a 10. We'll see when I get to cracking and resubmitting, see what we do with that. Speaking of Reshiram, Reshiram EX from Pokemon White. This was still, Scarlet and Violet era. This is a Secret Illustrator rare Resh, and fortunately we got those other two in 9s, but this bad Mammy Jammy came out of 10. Very, very cool stuff. Super happy with how that came out. Mrs. Pokestash and I pulled this in a random Let's Weigh Our Booster Bundles video. I don't think we're going to do anything silly like that again, but it was kind of cool to do. In's Plan. Our friend Miss Amy likes In, we like In, and I pulled this one, purchased this one when I purchased hers as well. I'd like to have an in a PSA 10, and now I do. Pretty short and sweet story there. Gyarados EX. So I shipped this one because I knew that Misty's Gyarados wasn't going to get a 10, but I do like Gyarados. Most of the games where you could catch Magikarp, I do catch a Magikarp and evolve it to Gyarados, just because it's a good Pokemon to have in your team. But I wanted to have a Gyarados in a 10, and now I finally have a Gyarados in a 10. Giovanni's Exile. So this is actually an older card than people give it credit for. This is a Hidden Fates card. And it started our Team Rocket subsection of this grading cycle. I believe that was going to be a 10, and it did end up being a 10. Going on to Team Rocket's Nidoking. I actually really enjoy the full arts they did for Journey Together and Destined Rivals. They have the trainer in the background, etc., and the Pokemon. Everyone tries to associate Giovanni with Nidoking. I'm sorry, with Mewtwo. Mewtwo didn't like Giovanni. I disagree with that one. I wish they did more of an armored Mewtwo Giovanni thing, because that was the only reason he was locked up. It wasn't the same. But Nidoking, I mean the king, poisonous, very fitting to Giovanni. And we did get this one at a 10. Which brings us to this next one. Guys, this one was the most perfect card that I shipped out. If it wouldn't have come back a 10, I would have been pretty upset. Not upset enough to like rant and rave about it, but like I would have reshipped it for sure. Out of all the cards I shipped in this shipment, I do believe this one has the closest chance to becoming a BGS Black Label, which is the highest, most pristine you can get a rank of a card in any grading system. But beautiful card, beautiful art. Love this card. Very happy to have it. We got the gold hyper rare Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX. Pretty happy with this one. Love the art. I actually kind of prefer the not gold variant, but when someone sells you a card that you believe is going to be a 10 and there's a Mewtwo, you probably go with it. And I went ahead and got a 10 in that one. Next one is absolutely nuts. So I got the Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX SIR. I traded pretty generously for this. I traded a Paldean Fates ETB for this card. And if you look up the value on do yourself a favor, look it up, and then say, dang, I'm sorry I opened mine, or whatever you have happen with yours. If you have it, great, don't open it. But Paldean Fate TTBs, especially Pokemon Center ones like we traded for this, are not cheap. Got it graded, and this is absolutely crazy to say and report with you guys, but we got a 10 with it. I believed it was a 10. I was going to reship it if it didn't get a 10, but it got a 10, and we got 2 awesome Gem Mint 10 Mewtwo's in this shipment. Kingdra EX. Unfortunately, this one went south. I really thought this was a 10. I might reship it when I'm reassessing stuff, but we got a 9 on it. Not completely sure why. I'm going to reassess it, see what's going on. Still love the art. Still would love to have this card in a 10. We just don't yet. Shaman. Little guy Shaman. Love Shaman. Actually, super playable card right now. Stops damage from your bench. Very cool. We got this one at 10. Genesect V, Sword and Shield, Fusion, Strike, Illustrator Rare, Secret Illustrator Rare. Breakdancing Genesect. I like me some Genesect, one of my favorite mythical Pokemon. Got a Smeargle in the background, just vibing, just watching them break down, you know. This card isn't perfect, but I thought it was going to be a 10, and I'm very happy to report that I was right. It is a 10. Don't have to chase that bad boy no more. Still chasing the one from Black and White, though. That one is absolutely sick. Skeledirge EX. Love the art story for this one. If you've seen the Fuecoco, Crocolore, and Skeledirge art for this is all store related. He starts out as this little deviant in a grocery store, and then he becomes trainable Pokemon. Pretty awesome stuff. Love this art, but sadly it came back a 9. I don't know if it's worth reshipping. It might just become part of our raw collection. It was close enough to try. We just unfortunately missed that shot. EVEX. This one I was super surprised about because it might be on this side. One of the sides has a little silver kiss because these were notoriously bad at getting graded because they boxed them by pinching them in this little cardboard thing for the... The only way you're getting this card in English is through an EV Super Premium collection for Prismatic Evolutions. This is not the one you pull from packs. This is the promo. Hence the promo star right there. But very hard to get in a 10. Super fortunate to tell you we got it in a 10. Super happy with it. Not the most valuable card, but we don't have to chase this. Mrs. Pokestash loves some Eevee. We love some Eevee here as well. And happy to say we don't have to chase that one anymore. Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown. So we have the Charmander in a 10. We traded for it at NAIC 2025. We have the Squirtle in a 10. We pulled it from our Stellar Crown booster box. We bought this one, I believe, at NAIC 2025. If not, another event after NAIC. Either way, we wanted this one in a 10, so we have all 3 of those arts in 10s. And we got it. Very happy to say that. Bulbasaur from 151, sadly, was not as lucky. It came back a 9. These silver border cards are kind of hit and miss with me. Hit or miss with me. I'm good at it, but not quite as good as I want to be. We're going to practice. We're going to get better, and we're going to try again. Charizard EX, Obsidian Flames, the SIR. This one kind of stung, guys, not going to lie. The top to bottom is off-centered, though, so I get it. I get it. I'll get another match. I'll get another rematch with this guy, but he came back a 9. That one hurt. That one hurt. But how are we gonna complain? I mean, we did so good with so many other cards. Moving on to the Venusaur EX from 151. Sadly, it also went the way of the Mint 9. This one I may reassess and ship back. I think it's worth trying. If not, it's not the hardest card to get in a 10. And if you guys see where we're going with this, you're going to kind of get the idea. This one is really hard to get in a 10. Most of the Blastoises I've seen from 151, the SIR like this one, they're very off-centered. And unfortunately, that just doesn't give you a 10. Off-centered enough that it's not going to get a 10 on it. But this one did get a 10. Look at that. Super cool stuff. So that one was hard to chase. And then, of course, you can't You can't do those two and not try to get the no neck chunky boy, right? And guys, I am super happy to report to you guys, we got that one in a 10. Yeah, kind of like how I set that up. That's our 3 real bangers from this, but we did get a lot of super awesome stuff in this. So incredibly grateful. Mr. Jerry, I don't know if you're watching this one, but super appreciative that you help us with shipping this stuff, that you don't let us get the email that spoils what the grades are, so I'm able to do this videos with Nick and Mrs. Pokestash. You guys even came over here this time to do the video with us, which was super helpful to Mrs. Pokestash. And I'm just super, super happy with this one. It actually brought my percentage of guessing or pre-grading, because I'm not guessing, I am pre-grading, up from 83% to 84%. I've, at this point, I've pre-graded for my personal collection 169 cards. And I'm really content with the results so far. This is a much shorter version. I think the regular video was almost an hour and 20 minutes. This one was still 30 minutes, but it's still much shorter. If you want to see this as a friend, you don't care about the values, etc., this was the video for you. Guys, please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Drop a comment down below. What are some cards that you want to chase? What are some cards that you really enjoy? Do you like this kind of content? Let me know what you think. I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm super appreciative that you watched through this one. Even though this one's shorter, this was a 30-minute video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and stay awesome out there.